Alright, hello everybody, I'm River from the Portland City Gyms. Okay, yeah, we are recording. So, quick little announcement before we get started. I'm considering streaming on Twitch. So with that, you can get access to different decks, before I, post them on YouTube. So that's just something that's just some kind of fun idea I had. Also, we all know that YouTube is an absolutely terrible platform. It's impossible for newer creators to kind of gain traction because the algorithms kind of push smaller creators down and larger creators up. Now, Twitch is an extremely unfair platform, but at least it's possible for newer creators to get noticed. I'll still be uploading on YouTube, but I I think that Twitch is we're gonna be doing Twitch. So definitely follow us over there at the Portland City Gym. I haven't done a test stream yet. I'm like kind of getting it set up right now. But yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. But today we're gonna be going over a deck that is very near and dear to my heart. And that is Mega Gardevoir EX. I'm going to go a little bit softer on the talking. Yesterday when I made my Celgor Garb video, my mouth was really, really sore afterwards, so I'm really going to try to just keep it a little bit softer, you know, and not talk as fast. So as always, the deck list is right here for anyone who doesn't want to hear me talk. It's right here. So, yeah. Now, like I said, Gardevoir is a deck that is very, very near and dear to my heart. It is the first competitive deck that I ever really played. Or it's not the first deck I ever competitively played, but it's the first deck I actually, like, really, really tried to play. It's the first deck that, I said, like, I want to go to Worlds with this deck. Of course, that didn't happen, but, yeah. So, of course, very near and dear to my heart. Most of the time, whenever I make a deck list, I'll say, like, oh, this is just on paper. Well, actually, I don't say that, but all my deck lists are on paper. They don't have any real testing to it. So whenever I make it, I'm just kind of like shooting a shot in the dark and hoping that I hit. This one, on the other hand, no. This is not what's going on. I know 100% what I'm doing with this deck, unlike some of my other ones. So, whatever happens, just trust me on this one, because I know what I'm talking about, despite how it may sound. So, start off the deck. We play 4 copies of Gardevoir EX. We're not even paying attention to it. We're never attacking with it, ever. And I mean ever. Like, no. It's a fat no. I mean, I guess we could Link Blast, but just consider it a no. Then 3 copies of Mega Gardevoir EX. Now, Mega Gardevoir EX used to be, like, one of the best decks. Despair Ray for a fairy and a colorless. It does 110 damage, and you may discard as many Pokemon on your bench as you'd like. And for each one you discard, this attack does 10 more damage. So if you have a bench of 5, discard everything, you do 160. Very, very strong. Very, very strong indeed. Now, this attack has a lot more to it than just its damage. A lot more effects outside of just attacking. It removes all liabilities. And something else after this. But Despair does a very, very strong attack. Using Dimension Valley, we can use it for only 1 energy, because Mega Gardevoir is a part Psychic type. Next up is 4 copies of Giratina from Lost Thunder. Giratina from Lost Thunder, very, very cool card. Distortion Door. Basically, whenever it's in your discard pile, you can put it onto your bench, and if you do, put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So, basically what we're going to be doing here is put Giratina on the bench, discard it with Despair Ray. Next turn, Distortion Door, all of them back in, put damage on the board, discard them, just rinse and repeat. It's a very good way to soften up other Pokemon so you can knock them out. Despair Ray doesn't hit a huge amount of numbers. It doesn't do a whole ton of damage. So Giratina is really, really nice because of that, especially since we don't play Skyfield. I went with a Dimension Valley build. So definitely very, very strong. Next up, we play 3 copies of Shaman EX. Usually, Lists will play 4. However, with Giratina and all the other stuff we play, I think 3 is just fine. Setup, of course, place it on your bench, draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. Very, very broken card, indeed. Next, we play 2 copies of Tapu Lele. Very, very good bench sitter. If you want to play 4 Shaman, 1 Lele, or some combination of the 2, I completely understand. However, going any more than 2 Lele, I don't recommend it. Next up, we play 2 copies of Hoopa EX. Hoopa EX used to be the king of the format, let me tell ya. Hoopa EX had Scoundrel Ring, where whenever you put it on the bench, are you seeing a little theme here? You know, put it on the bench. Yeah. You put it on the bench, and you search your deck for 3 Pokemon EX, and then put them into your hand, but you can't search out Hoopa EX. I swear, this thing used to rule the format, let me tell ya. You played a Mega deck, you had to play Hoopa. Weren't even playing a Mega deck, you're just playing a normal EX deck, had to play Hoopa. It was a 1 or 2 of in almost every single deck. Then we play 2 copies of Dragonite EX. Dragonite EX is a very cool ability called Pull Up, where when you place it onto the bench, you may put 2 basic Pokemon in your discard pile into your hand. So that is very, very strong. Get all of your Pokemon just discarded with Despair Ray back into your hand. Lastly, we play 1 copy of Magearna with Change Clothes. You might not actually see yourself discarding this. It says once during your turn before you attack, you may put a Pokemon tool card attached to one of your Pokemon into your hand. So basically what this is going to be doing is get the Spirit Link off of Mega Gardevoir and then replace it with a Choice Band. That's pretty much it. Pretty self-explanatory. Take Spirit Link off, put a good tool back on. Next is supporters. Very, very standard. 2 Juniper. Discard your hand, draw 7. 2 Guzma. I play a 2 Guzma instead of 1 because gusting is very, very important to this deck. As you can see, we're not a 1-shot deck. We're a 2-shot deck, which we pull off with quite some good consistency with Giratina. We 2-shot things quite elegantly no matter what it is. However, things like Shaman EX and Jirachi EX, which is seeing more play because of Scoop Up Net, we do 1-shot, and they are very, very easy 2 prizes. So gusting is very, very important in a deck like this. Maybe even then a little more important than in others. We still play 1 Colress, but River, don't you discard your bench? You're pretty much going to be drawing for your opponents. No, just you play it before you attack. If you're going to have a full bench every time you attack, then you can Colress and then attack, because that's how that works. I don't know. You guys probably didn't think that, but for some reason I did when building this. Like, why'd you put in Colress? Oh, wait. When you're not stupid, it actually kind of makes sense. Then we play 1 copy of Karen. This is mostly to counter Mad Party, which, like I said, is completely just completely replaced Night March. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. Oh, Vespiquen too. And shuffling back the Pokemon in your discard pile isn't always that bad. You run out of Dragonite EXs, you run out of Super Rods, you're just kind of living on a prayer. Well, here you go. There's another option. Next up is items. 4 Ultra Ball to search out Pokemon. 4 Via Seeker to get supporters back. 3 Battle Compressor. A neat little combo here is that you can Battle Compressor away supporters, obviously. But if you have a Dragonite EX in hand, you can Compressor away a Shaman EX or a a Tapu Lele or a Hoopa or whatever, really. And then Dragonite EX and pull them back out. It is basically just searching your deck for two basic Pokemon for pretty much free. So next up, we play 3 copies of Gardevoir Spirit Link. This is probably the main thing that slows down decks like these. It's that Spirit Links can be kind of annoying, and I completely understand, that makes sense, but Spirit Links are quite necessary, and we draw so much that honestly, complaining about having to attach Spirit Links is kind of pointless. Then we play 3 copies of Choice Band. This is to increase our damage output. This pretty much makes up for the fact that we don't play Skyfield. It only increases our damage by 30, so play Choice Band to make up for it. 2 copies of Flowstone. We play so many dead cards. It is going to be very rare for us to start Gardevoir EX, which is our optimal start. We're usually going to be starting with a Shaman, with a Giratina, and then with Lele, Koopa, Dragonite. All of those are support Pokemon that have retreat costs of heavy. Dragonite has 3, Hoopa has 2, Tapu Lele has 1, and Shaman has 1. We just really don't want to pay those. Oh, Giratina has 3. They just have really, really bulky retreat costs, so Floatstone is going to help out with that. And we don't even need to play that many, because we just draw cards so much, we can afford to be a little inconsistent because of our consistency, if that makes any sense. Then we play 2 copies of Super Rod. This is another way for us to get back Pokemon, but mainly energy. We play a very low energy count in this deck, so being able to shuffle those back into the deck when you discard them is very, very good. Then we play 1 copy of Field Blower. This is for those rare cases where you're up against Gardevoir. You won't see it much, but when you do, there you go. 1 copy of Field Blower. Our A-Spec of choice is Computer Search. Not many other A-Specs that really do the job that Computer Search can do, adding that extra bit of consistency. 4 copies of Dimension Valley. Dimension Valley is, it says that each of your Psychic Pokemon's attacks, both yours and your opponent's, cost 1 colorless less. So, basically, you attack with 1 energy. There you go. You attack with 1 energy. Very, very neat. So yeah. Then 6 copies of Basic Fairy Energy to round out the list. It's a 1 energy attack. You draw so much. We have Super Rods. Honestly, if you wanted to bump it down to 5, I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, that's the list. Now, there are many different ways to play Gardevoir. Probably the most popular one is with Mewtwo and Mew. However, I don't like Mewtwo and Mew because 3 prizes can kind of be a liability, and yeah. However, I can understand. Like I said, Dimension Valley also applies to Mewtwo and Mew. So if you want to play that, go right ahead. So, yeah. Also, one pretty big issue, I actually had to Google this because I kind of forgot, but Mewtwo Mew is weak to Psychic. So for those who don't know, basically in the past, like, regionals or 2, or that there were at least, quarantine, but Trevenant and Dusknoir completely took over. Trevenant was busted. With Milotic, yeah, it was just too unfair. And it's a Psychic type, and its attack initially does 150 damage. So Mewtwo Mew's dead. In 1 attack, Mewtwo Mew dies, and there you go. There's your 3 prizes. Down the drain. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. Didn't mean for that to happen. But, yeah. It's just not great. Mewtwo Mew is always kind of just in expanded, it's always just kind of trying to be like pushed down. You know, the conditions are always just trying to like push it down, but it always just kind of pumps back up again. Oh hey, what if we play this with Mega Gardevoir? Oh hey, what if we play this with like Archie's Blastoise? Hey, why don't we play this with? It's absolutely insane. Honestly, Mewtwo Mew completely broke the game in my opinion. Um, Completely reformed, expanded, completely um, reformed standard for a little bit. Um, but yeah, so I don't like Mewtwo Mew. I feel like waiting a turn to Mega Evolve isn't the worst thing. If you wanted to tech into Mewtwo Mew just so you could attack on the first turn, that makes sense. I can understand that. Because of course you don't need to put it and you don't need to evolve. I'm pretty sure of course, there's a Skyfield build. Skyfield I don't really like because this is more of a two-shot deck anyway. I feel like Dimension Valley would be a lot better just so that you can always kind of bounce back easier with one energy attachment, which is a lot easier than two. Also, with one, you don't need max elixirs because max elixirs used to be the initial way to power up Gardevoir and kind of flood the board with energy. However, you only need one energy attachment with this list, so you don't need max elixirs, which frees up a lot of space. But anyway, there's my little like end of the profile, little summary review type thing. Hope you all enjoyed. Remember to go follow us on Twitch at the Portland City Gym. I do plan to stream in a little bit once I get everything set up. But yeah, so anyway, also, by the way, on Twitch, we're using free software because there's really no point investing money into it. So, yeah, don't laugh at us. Anyway, like I said, this is Zuru from the Portland City Gym, signing out.